All right, Andrew Schulz.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Back at Vlad TV.
Yes, sir.
It's been, maybe like 3 months? Something
Been a
like
little
that.
while. Been a little while,
Yeah.
yeah. Some lovely comments.
Yeah? What do you think about the Vlad comments?
It's like I'm so used to internet hate. It is what it is. Like it means you get desensitized to it. That's the beauty of this shit.
I just think the Vlad TV commenters are just a little more mean than other places.
You know what I like? I like that there's like a hierarchy to the comment. Like if somebody comes with a shitty comment, other people will shit on their comment. Like,
Oh, really?
You haven't seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it's really beautiful. So it's like genuine hate. It's like people are criticizing hate. They're like, oh, that hate wasn't hateful in a creative way.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? So I fuck with that. That was cool.
Oh, yeah. No,
But it is what it is, man. I don't, if people are affected that much by what I say, then I'm blessed.
Yeah, we definitely have to ban a lot of people.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Well, because it just gets overboard. It gets overly, racist.
Yeah.
It gets,
That's the internet.
Mean. Like, it gets, like, pedophile sometimes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you gotta, that's the one thing that we realized about the comments is that, we know what our core audience is. It's males, say African American, between this age range and stuff like that. And we want to create an environment where they could go and comment, because we get like what, 50,000 comments a week or something.
Yeah.
It's a huge amount. Probably 100,000 between the YouTube and the .com. Mm-hmm. And we don't want to create a place where there's all these racist trolls and stuff like that, where you see enough of that, you never want to come back.
It's such a small sample set of the people who are watching the videos. The vast majority of people don't comment on a video. Right? The vast majority of people just watch it, they'll appreciate it or hate it, but they won't type something racist.
Well, I'll give you an example. So
Sure.
like our Slim Jesus interview, which got about 5 million views, got 20,000 comments.
Right. How many of those were, fuck white people, fucking white motherfucker, fuck you, another culture vulture. That's what I'm going to be for Halloween, a culture vulture.
Oh, so you're going to be actually like a vulture.
Yeah, be a vulture, and like maybe my claws will be like holding different things,
Culture.
like a microphone,
Maybe you could
like
have
some cornrows. What could I put in each one of my claws?
How about
Something in
how
my
about like a
beak.
cup that says culture on it?
A cup, but it's got to be like a styrofoam double cup.
Styrofoam double.
Yeah, there it is. I'll figure some shit out.
The culture vulture.
I'm gonna be a culture vulture. I love it when like a kid from like Minnesota who listens to New York rap calls me a culture vulture.
Everyone gets called a culture vulture at one point.
You're indulging in my culture.
Charlemagne gets called a culture vulture.
Of course, it's just people are upset with their lives. And they don't want to do anything. So it's the easiest way to feel better about yourself is to put someone else down.
Exactly.
Right? It's much harder to do work and be better than the person that you're competing with. It's much easier to shit on. It's like what women do. It's like a woman could go into the gym and lose 15 pounds or go fucking vegetarian like you and lose 15 pounds, right? Or she could just look at the girl that is making her feel intimidated and go, yeah, but she got a big nose. Yeah, and her feet are ugly. Yeah, she's a hoe.
Right.
Just go to the gym, lose 15 pounds, and you feel better. Empower yourself.
We just had Tank on recently.
Tank.
The singer, the R&B singer?
Yeah. I like know the name.
He was in a group with Tyrese and Genuine.
Genuine, yeah.
And he's a established R&B singer.
Sure.
And he had made some comments about tossing salads.
What? I wish I was there for what he thought about that name. What symbolizes romance and sexuality and sensuality?
Tank.
Battle machine.
Blow your pussy up.
Is Battleship taken? Somebody took Battleship? All right, what else is left? Bazooka. Anybody did Bazooka? Yeah? All right, keep it moving.
Battle Ram?
Battle Ram? No, Battle Ram is too old school. What else? Hummer? Can we do Hummer? Something with a little more power. Tank. That's it. That's what I want these girls to think about. World War II, okay? Tom Hanks.
So anyways, Tank had
What name did he not pick? That's what I want to know. I want to know the name that he said, no, that's not romantic enough. That doesn't fit R&B.
So Tank had made some comments about
Right.
tossing salads. When you put out the whole salad tossing thing, what was the feedback that you got from the people?
It wasn't good. The feedback wasn't. The feedback was terrible. There were more people against than with. You know what I mean? And, I think some of that had to do with people being scared to actually tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? And kind of say, kind of the freaky stuff they like to do behind closed doors. And then a lot of it came from just misunderstanding, never having experienced it before.
Yeah, it seems weird. But then there's some guys who like a finger in their ass while they get their dick sucked.
Yeah.
You like that?
Not really.
But you've had it.
It's been done once or twice.
So how you gonna judge a guy getting a strap on? It's just a big finger.
Right, but like the finger didn't really go in my ass.
It just
Kinda
rubs your
went around
butthole.
it, just kind of around
That's
it.
even gayer.
Is it?
Don't you think? Just a petting of your asshole?
But I'm not being penetrated.
So penetration is gay to you.
But by something.
I never had it.
In the shape of a penis.
That's the thing. It's the shape that fucks you up, right? But it's like, I don't know. Me personally, I won't
What if
do
it was
the
like
finger in the
squiggly or
butt.
something?
So you want like a squiggly straw? You want a silly straw in your ass? That makes you feel more comfortable, right?
That's gay.
But you don't want a dildo that's got like a curve to the left. That's
Right,
too much.
that's too close to home,
dick-like
too close to home.
I can't do the thumb in the butt or the finger in the butt just because I don't want to know I like it.
That's what it is.
It's just fear. It's
gotta
literally
deal with
fear.
it.
Well, because it's just like, then what do? I ask for that now?
You could.
How? How do I ask a girl I just met on a dating site?
Well, it's probably not someone you just met. It's probably someone that you've been dealing with for a little while.
Yeah, but what if that's what I like now? Like there are certain things I like. I feel comfortable asking maybe a girl to do that, or at least doing that with a girl. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like some girls like it when you spit in their mouth. I didn't think I liked that, right? Now I like that.
I've met girls who like getting peed on.
Some girls like that. I think that's more about, submission and that kind of stuff like that.
I didn't get it because I remember one girl like asked me to pee on her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I peed on her, and I'm like, okay, I don't quite understand what just happened. I didn't, what is she like? Well, what it is that we're so close, and the walls of intimacy have been broken down to the point where we can just pee on each other and it's all good. And I'm like, okay, well.
You peed on her in the bed?
It was like in the shower.
Yeah, in the shower or whatever. I mean, you do that for fun. With your girl, you pee on her in the shower. That's just funny.
On her face?
No, I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't want to do that, me personally,
It's very psychological. It's actually psychologically hard.
What, to pee on a
Yeah,
girl?
it's like to release the pee is sort of like, because you got to like force,
Oh, I don't get pee anxiety.
Well, I don't either until I had to pee on a girl's face. Then
Yeah.
It was like, okay, like.
Can you do it? Can
Yeah.
you build it up? Yeah, I think I'd be able to do it pretty easily. I just have no interest whatsoever. Like I'm not one of those like where the doctor goes, "Can you pee in this?" And you're like, "Oh, I just peed." Like I could pee always. There's never a time where I can't pee.
I remember I met this one girl who told me that there was one dude she used to mess with where she would shit in his mouth.
In his mouth?
In his mouth.
I don't believe it.
No, like this is a real story.
I don't believe it.
She actually even told me like he wouldn't meet with her unless like she didn't have a bowel movement for like 2 days or something. Like she would have to build it up.
Glad you're making these things up.
I'm not making this
It's
up.
just not true. There's nothing.
Really? This never happens?
That you shit on a table, yes.
Sexual deviancy just does not.
Shit on a table,
Everyone
yes.
just does missionary in this world.
No.
They do
Don't
nothing
compare
freaky.
missionary to shitting in a man's mouth. I understand the idea of submission, right? I understand like you're really in control in everything in your life so that you want to be submissive in bed, or the opposite, you're not in control in anything in your life, so you want to be in control in bed. Like I understand that.
You do know that there's a thing called S&M. Which,
Sadomasochism is just
you're not talking
shitting in
about just
people's
submission.
mouths.
You're talking about actual beatings.
Yeah.
Beatings.
Yeah.
Bruises, cuts.
I mean, look, we spank girls on the ass. Why are we acting like this?
goes a little beyond that.
What I'm saying is, why is it so like weird for us, right? Like we spank girls on the ass, girls want us to choke them, and then when somebody spanks them with a leather outfit on, it's like, ooh, that's so weird and crazy. No, it's not. It's the same shit, only you have wardrobe.
One of the things though that I had to really kind of stop when it came to the whole tank thing was that, I said, but I'm sure that after she tosses her salad, you don't kiss her afterwards. He goes, oh yeah, I do that.
Of course you do.
What?
Of course you kiss her afterwards. Why wouldn't she kiss you?
She has ass breath.
Wait a minute. She tosses his salad.
Yes.
Oh, that was the big dispute? I thought he's tossing her salad.
No, she's tossing his salad, and then he kisses
Oh,
her
yeah, I don't really
afterwards.
like that much. But my ass is disgustingly hairy. Like, it's so hairy. Like, every time I shower, I literally have to pull dingleberries out of
Dingleberries.
every time I shower. The fact that you're laughing at this lets me know you have tons of
I got
dingleberries,
hair,
too.
yeah.
But it's because the toilet paper breaks up, right? It's like I have hair follicles crossing over the doo-doo, right? And I wipe good. I wipe very well, but some toilet paper is going to get left.
I remember.
If you don't have dingleberries, you don't wipe good. I actually believe that. You know what I mean?
I start to panic if I can't if I can't find my phone when I go to the bathroom.
Oh, phone is more important than toilet paper.
It is.
If I had to choose when I'm taking a shit between phone and toilet paper, it's phone. Every single time. Because I can sit there, let the shit dry up, and then like waddle to a shower and do that. Right? But God forbid I just sat there staring at the wall with a full roll of toilet paper next to me. Fuck that shit. Never, bro. Never. Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Well, he felt that his hygiene was impeccable.
So then he's good.
Really?
I mean, if he feels that way about himself, then he's good. Like me, I know my ass stinks. Like, I know it for a fact that my ass
So
stinks.
even if you showered, it doesn't matter.
Nah. It's just got
There might be a spare dingleberry.
perma stink, bro. I'm not, if you eat my ass, we're not kissing. That's
Ever.
what it is. No, but if a girl's giving me head, as long as I don't come in her mouth, I'll kiss her right afterwards. Then she can go down there and give me head again. Absolutely.
I've had a girl give me a head.
Because how am I going to let you suck my dick and then
What's my
not
dick?
kiss you? But that's disrespectful to you.
Is it?
Like, now I'm saying there's something wrong with my dick, but I'm going to let you put your mouth on it? That's
Right.
disrespectful to a girl. If a guy lets you suck his dick, ladies, and doesn't kiss you midway through, get yourself away from that dick. Because he got some fucked up shit on his dick.
That's what it is.
I believe that. I have
That's
to
a
believe
telltale
that.
sign right there.
There's got to be something wrong with his dick. Otherwise, why?
Like he wouldn't even suck his own dick if he could.
Of course not. I don't know if I would.
I'll tell you a true story.
Yeah.
The first porno I've ever seen
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah.
In life. I was in junior high.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Ron Jeremy porno.
I met Ron.
He sucked his own dick in this porno.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's got the height.
The height or the length?
Yeah, length or whatever. Yeah. When your dick's that big, you call it height. You know what I mean? When your dick comes to like this tall, it's just height, bro.
I think it gave me somewhat of a complex because it's like I couldn't do that.
You couldn't suck your own
Yeah,
dick?
I mean, I kind of halfway tried, and it
We
wasn't
halfway tried. We all tried. Damn near gave myself fucking scoliosis trying to suck my own dick. But listen, it's not gonna do it. First of all, I don't know if I'd want to do it, because then it's like, what do you? I mean, I'm not gonna nut in me, right? I'm not gonna finish in my mouth. But what do I put it on my tits? Like, what do I fucking do? I'm not gonna titty butt like come on my chest. It's just weird. It's too weird. It's just, I'm not sucking my own dick, man. I jerk off, eyes closed. You know,
closed?
I'm not gonna look at myself jerking off. That's too indulgent. Like, you're a narcissist if you watch yourself jerk your own dick. Like, ooh, my hand is good on that shit. Like, damn, my dick looks pretty. Like, it's too much dick.
film it from different angles.
Exactly. It's too much dick in me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. You need some vagina to balance it out.
Okay, that's where the porn comes in.
Yeah, but then even porn, I don't know if I'm kind of done with porn, man.
You're not a porn guy?
I used to be porn. I liked one type of porn,
Which is
casting couch.
casting couch.
Yeah. I like the porn where the girl doesn't know she's gonna be in a porn.
Right.
And then like 5 minutes later, she's in the porn. You know what I'm saying? Like, she thinks she's there for like a
out the guy's
model
face and
audition.
all
Oh,
that.
you know Rick? His name's Rick.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bullshit. Like, stop acting like you don't know. You know.
No, I mean, I've watched a few of them, but
Backroom.
I didn't get into it as much where I actually know the names, the main stars.
There's
of it.
one guy. His name is Rick. Backroomcastingcouch.com. I could paint his dick. That's how many times I've seen Rick. I could literally.
It's so implanted in your brain.
It is emblazoned in my brain. I could draw the veins in it. I could tell you the scar he got on his fucking elbow. That's how much Backroom Casting Couch I've watched.
So our friend Charlemagne
Yes.
recently interviewed Beanie Sigel.
Yes, phenomenal interview, man.
Yeah,
He's literally the best. Charlemagne's just the best at interviews.
most aggressive.
He's just the best. Sorry, I know you're an interviewer. What an asshole thing I'm doing.
No, it's cool. No, listen.
Listen,
Wait,
bro.
hold on. Just to make things clear,
Yeah.
I'm not competitive with other people.
Of course you are. That's why you're good at what you do.
I'm not.
Stop it,
No,
Vlad.
I just feel like we all do our thing. Because
Stop
you
it,
could
Vlad.
interview Charlemagne and interview with me, it'll be a totally different interview.
Stop it. You are competitive. You wouldn't be good if you
I'm
were
more
less
competitive with myself. I'm not competitive.
Sure,
Like,
that's fair.
I don't want Charlemagne to do bad.
That's hating.
Is it?
No, hating is when, no, not, you're not saying you're hating now. I'm saying when you go, I want someone to do bad, you're a hater and you're a lazy person.
Well, Usain Bolt wants the people he's racing against to do bad.
Nah, he don't. He wants him to do better. That's what I'm saying the difference is. I don't think,
But if he does a little better, but 3 other people beat him, then obviously he's not going to be happy.
no, he wants to do better than them. Like for example, like when I'm performing or something, when I see other comics, I don't want other comics to not be funny, right? I want them to be funnier because they push me to get funnier.
Okay.
Right? Like when I'm seeing a bunch of comics I just don't find funny, it's depressing because it's like it makes me feel like I don't got to work on shit, right? But when I see somebody like last night, there's this comic named Dan Soder went up before me at the Comedy Cellar, and this motherfucker was so funny and it inspired me. Like I literally went on stage like, oh fuck, I gotta go, I gotta bring it. So I feel as a successful person, you're a successful person. When you see somebody else doing something that is somewhat in your field on a high level, it doesn't make you go, oh, I hope they do worse. It makes you go, oh, I got to push. I got to go somewhere. I got to see where I could go.
Not so much because, like, for example,
fair
like
enough.
when I watched.
Fuck me then.
No,
fuck me.
No, not fuck you. But like, for example, like when I see Charlemagne does his interview, and I see the way he pokes at people a certain type
Sure.
of way, I'm like, that's dope for him, but that's not my style.
Doesn't mean you have to do it in that way.
Yeah.
What I'm just saying is, like you have your style, he has his style, right? I have my style for maybe interviews, but also for comedy. I'm not gonna get out of my lane just because I see somebody else doing something really good. It makes me go, oh, I need to get amazing at what I do in my lane. Keep on getting better, right? Because I see what this person is doing and I want to be able to be better than that person.
Right.
But my point is, a hater doesn't want to get better. A hater wants people to get worse. A competitor wants to get better.
I mean, like when I see Charlemagne doing an interview, my competitiveness comes from like, oh, I want to interview that person too.
Yeah, and
I want to have
my take with him.
my take
Exactly.
on it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
For example, like with me, when people interview with me, my goal is to get them comfortable and get them talking about a bunch of personal shit.
Sure.
Stuff like that. Charlemagne is more confrontational. He likes
Sure.
to poke at people, get people kind of riled up. Like if you look at all my interviews, and I've interviewed some of the biggest criminals, gangsters, everything. Like no one's ever gotten mad at me. No one's ever stormed out.
Sure.
No one's ever, pointed their finger at me and whatever else. Like, they may have screamed because they were emotional about, like Corrupt went crazy during one of our interviews, but it wasn't because of me poking at him and stuff like that. That's Charlemagne thing, and he does it great.
You're an Italian restaurant. He's a Chinese restaurant, right? It doesn't mean that you both can't compete to see who gets the Michelin star.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you both can compete to have who has the most delicious food. It's different types of food. You're not trying to make the best General Tso's chicken. He's not trying to make the best chicken parmesan.
Right.
Right? You both in your lanes, you want to make the best thing you possibly can, but you're going to motivate each other. You're going to see that this motherfucker got napkins on his table made out of cloth, and you're like, shit, we need to get rid of these fucking paper napkins. Let's go. Let's see what it is. I'm just saying,
Yeah, I feel you.
there's a difference between people who are great at something and people who are haters.
Yeah.
Haters are whack. Haters suck at everything. Like, if you see someone who's a lame and just a whack motherfucker, it's because they're a hater, because they don't get motivated by greatness.
Right.
I only want to be around people who are motivated by greatness.
There you go.
It's just boring hanging around haters because they got no talent.
What did you think overall of the interview? Like, what did you think of what Beanie was saying?
Well, what part?
Well, I mean, there's a lot. He covered a lot of different topics.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that Beanie's a hypocrite?
I think all these rappers are hypocrites. I think rap is hypocritical. I think it's silly. I think rap beef is silly. Like, why are we, it's just, literally, let's go back to Game and fucking Meek. You have millionaires arguing like children. And we're celebrating this shit. We're ruining them, rot them. Yeah, go guys, go. Millionaires. These are millionaires, right? Who are in incredible situations in their life, financially stable, safe, secure, have the ability to take care of extended family members, make them safe, secure, and are willing to risk not only their freedom, right, but the freedom and safety of the people around them for stupid rap beef, and we support this shit? We're pathetic. I actually blame us. I blame them because they're doing it just to get album sales and that kind of shit like that. They're doing it just for attention and they need people to like them, so they do this shit. But I blame us because it's like McDonald's. McDonald's ain't gonna stop selling a Big Mac until we stop eating it, right? We could talk about, oh, McDonald's has such horrible food and it's poisoning the people. When we stop eating the horrible food, they'll stop making it. And the same shit with this stupid rap beef that gets people hurt is once we stop indulging it, when we stop looking at these guys and be like, guys, you're both 40. Well, I don't know how old Meek is, but you guys are fucking old.
Meek, I think, is in his 20s.
Yeah, Meek is young, but still, it's like you're old, you're fucking successful, you made it, you got out. Stop acting like children.
Well, what I was disappointed in was...
With Beanie, you're talking about.
Beanie, yeah. I was definitely disappointed that Beanie got knocked down at that concert by someone.
Did you read the context of that? Or no, did you hear the context? Because he explained that. I thought his explanation was good.
I mean, what was the explanation?
Well, he was basically like, look, like, and this is something a lot of us probably aren't privy to, is like, listen, that's, like, one, we didn't know what happened before. Apparently there was a fight between one of his boys and that guy who knocked him out. And
that knocked him down.
They knocked him down,
yeah.
Right, whatever. First of all, you got knocked out. If you don't come back and fight, you got knocked out. Right, you're out of the fight.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, knocked out means you're unconscious.
Knocked out means you're unconscious. Knocked down means you drop. But my feeling is if the punch drops you to the point where you're not still able to fight, you got knocked out. But I mean, it's semantics, whatever.
Okay.
Beanie's got one lung. Why are you punching him? You know, this is a guy who's been in a fucking hospital. He's had surgery. He's an older guy. You know what I mean? It's
he's
like
40, 42. He's not that old, but he did lose a lung.
I
mean, I interviewed Beanie like in 2010,
yeah.
I think. This was right before he went to jail.
Yeah.
He was really heavy. He was drinking a lot of lean. He was breathing heavy. And like this new Beanie who, I mean, looks kind of frail, honestly. Like,
except for his voice. His voice is incredible. One lung, Beanie Sigel
his voice is different.
I love it. It's intimidating. It's scary. It's fucking. Oh, it's like out of a horror movie.
I liked his voice before.
No, listen, I've always loved Beanie. Beanie was great. Like, this is just, and Beanie's like, so Beanie's a smart guy. Like, when you even listen to him in the interviews, he's an intelligent dude. He can rationalize irrational actions that he's making, right? Like, and that's what intelligence is in a lot of ways, right? It's justifying hypocrisy and justifying the problems that you got going on, right? Yeah. And he could rap his fucking ass off. But, I mean, look, the reality of the matter is, he's 42. You know, this is his last hurrah, and he's milking it. I don't even blame him for it. He's milking it. This is the last one.
I mean, here's the disappointing part is, to me, as a fan of Beanie Sigel.
Yeah.
I remember at one point when he was with Rockefeller, Jay-Z, on the record in an interview, said that Beanie will go down as one of the greats, right up there with Tupac. Jay-Z, who's considered one of the greats, who ended up being one of the greats, said that. Yeah. And we all co-signed that statement.
But we didn't need Jay to tell us that. We loved Beanie before that. Beanie was unbelievable.
No, Beanie was always unbelievable, but when Jay said it, it was like, you start to think about it, because you don't really think about someone being great kind of early on in their career.
Beanie was my favorite on Rockefeller, more so than Jay.
You know, it just seemed like Beanie never accomplished that goal because of just some of the decisions he made along the way.
Dude, here's the thing. Yeah. I mean, look, there's the Philly curse, man.
Well, you talked about that on Brilliant Idiots.
The Philly curse, bro. And Philly wants to kill me now.
Yeah? Oh, you've seen the feedback?
They want to fucking kill me. But it's true. Everything in Philly breaks. You got to get outside of Philly to be successful. There's all this talent in Philly. Philly's undeniable in terms of talent. Like, what it breeds, just as comedians are fucking hysterical to come out of Philly. But
Well, Kevin Hart came out of Philly?
Kevin Hart, there's all these young guys in New York that are just so naturally funny, like ball busting, like on the street, just kind of funny. But they're in New York because they realize you got to get out of here. You know what I mean? Like one of my favorite comics is Toure. I don't know if you know who Toure is, but he's absolutely hilarious Philly dude. Like there's just so many hilarious people and very talented people that come out of Philly. But there's a fucking hex or a curse. Somebody put a fucking curse on Philly. Everything that comes out of Philly breaks. Every single
So you mentioned
thing.
the Liberty Bell.
The fucking Liberty Bell broke. I did a show in Philly. The lights went off. The electricity just went off. And this is the sixth largest city in America, right? And the lights just decided to not work that day. It wasn't a hurricane. It wasn't a tornado. It was Philly. The Philly lights just went the fuck off.
Meek Mill's doing pretty well.
Because he lives in Los Angeles.
He doesn't live in Los Angeles.
Of course he lives in Los Angeles.
He lives in Los Angeles.
Of course he does. You think Nicki's living in Philly? Are you out of your mind?
Are they living together?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They moved to LA. You got to listen to the game disc.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they're living out in LA, man. It's just, dude, it's unfortunate. But the thing, I mean, I went on, on the podcast and said it, but
Well, I mean,
Rocky lost the majority of his movies. It's a scripted movie. You could write him as the winner. You have that power.
Well,
Creed
okay.
lost. It's another scripted movie. His girlfriend goes deaf. Everything in Philly breaks. If in Creed they move to LA, I guarantee his girl's gonna get her hearing back. I guarantee if they move out of Philly, they get the hearing back.
For example, like I grew up in the Bay Area.
Yeah, everybody goes to New York.
But, well, I mean, first I went to New
Actually,
York.
that's not
but I
true.
grew up in LA.
The Bay Area, not in New York, I meant LA, but that's not true. The Bay Area has a huge music scene.
The Bay Area has a regional music scene. The Bay Area does not have a music industry
Okay,
at all. There are no major labels in the Bay Area.
but what about the music that's coming out of the Bay? That's been incredibly influential. What about the whole hyphy movement?
All the people, the hyphy movement is like 10 years old.
But there was a time where it was popping.
Every region had a time that it was popping.
When was Philly's region popping? Boys to Men?
State property. What? State property wasn't popping? State property wasn't popping. Really?
You're going to compare state property to the hyphy movement?
Yes.
When everybody was ghost riding their whips and going fucking dumb and doing their crazy shit?
I could tell you that if you look at all the big Philly rappers during that time, they're outselling the Bay Area rappers. Beanie Sigel, Freeway, all them dudes.
I mean, look, I'm going to keep it very real. I love those dudes. I love those dudes. Freeway, great. Beanie, amazing. Right? I fuck with Philly talent. Philly talent is undeniable. But there's something that happens there. You know what I mean? And there's something that goes on. We had AR Ab and Dark Low on the Brilliant Idiots podcast. Those dudes were incredible.
Cassidy was popping.
Incredible.
Corrupt's actually from Philly.
But what I'm saying is there's something happening. I don't know if it's a hex. I don't know what the fuck it is. But Philly should be more influential than it is, and it should have a more powerful and potent scene in not only music but also stand up in other places. Like there's something happening right now in Philly. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if someone put a curse. I don't know if the fucking Liberty Bell curse. Maybe that was it. When a steel bell gets a crack in it, I don't know how the fuck that happens. But maybe that was it. They said no more. Some things that we need to remove the Philly curse because they should be way further than they are, and they know it too. That's the thing that bothers me. When I said it affected them. A lot of people in Philly, it affected them because they know that shit is true. They're like, fuck, it's true. You can only be affected by something that you feel already. You know, like if I look at you and I go, Vlad, your blonde hair is stupid. You're like, I don't have blonde hair. You know what I'm saying?
Well, people always accuse me of having a hair transplant.
Whatever. You look.
And I'm like, that's a compliment. I'll take that. Because this is really my hair. Thank you. That means my hair is supple and
you
full.
might as well just get one. If everybody thinks it, you might as well go all in.
Why? My regular hair looks great.
Yeah, but you might as well go all in and fill the whole shit and have that shit looking beautiful. Do you take Propecia or anything like that?
No.
You never taken that?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's a pill you take so that your hair grows back.
Oh, really?
You've never heard of this?
But I mean, I'm not balding.
You're not balding?
No.
you're not thick. You know what I mean? You're not like vibrant.
All right.
Dude, get on the Propecia, man.
Propecia?
Yeah, I've been on that shit for years.
Oh, really?
Your dick stops working, but you got a full head of hair.
No thanks.
Hey, you get a nice floppy dick. Your dick looks like that shit outside of the fucking car dealership.
Oh, yeah,
like the thing that just goes like that. That's how your hard dick looks.
I don't want my dick to look like that.
No.
I'm good.
It's a trade-off, okay? You get nice hard hair, soft dick. That's what it is. Hard shower hair.
Listen, I used to shave my head bald before. Like,
You go to balding?
Well, if you look at some of the old Breakfast Club interviews that I've done,
I gotta see
yeah,
you
like,
with the
like
balding.
literally like shaved with a razor. Yeah, for a long time I would shave my head.
You know what? A buzz cut might be good for you because you only get shit because you got this little
Well, I'm a widow's peak.
Yeah,
but I've always had it.
Yeah, but
Even as a kid.
this right here is where the plugs they're talking shit about.
Really?
Not the back. It's this front little like bird's nest type of thing
Bird's
that you got
nest.
going on right here. You got a buzz that honestly a buzz down might be good for you, like a Jason Statham transporter, Vlad the transporter. So Beanie Sigel, let him cook, let him get his last hurrah. Actually, I don't really support the whole thing. I thought Charlamagne did great in the interview just because he is. Charlamagne sees like the end game here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like Charlamagne sees Charlamagne does something that a lot of people can't do, which is check their ego. You know, and that is incredibly valuable in entertainment and the world thereover. Like there's a moment where Beanie Sigel is like, you're not qualified to talk about this. He goes, I got attempted murder, whatever, at the height of my career. Charlamagne could have easily said, I've had assault with intent to kill. I've had charges. I've been to jail. Like he could have easily dropped his charges. And I asked him about it, and he was because that's corny. What are we competing for? Who has better felonies? That's loser shit, right? Like, and the fact that he's able to sit in that interview and just keep calm, keep his composure, and continue to ask these kind of questions, to me, showcases like if I'm an executive, I'm looking at that. I'm gonna go, okay, this is the guy. Well, we can put him in any environment, and he'll be able to thrive. This is the guy.
Well, what I've realized, from doing different types of interviews, especially when you start getting into like political matters and debates and stuff like that. Because, for example, I interviewed Mark Lamont Hill. I believe in the death penalty for certain situations.
Why?
Do I feel the death penalty exactly the way it works now? No. Do I believe the Charleston shooter deserves the death penalty?
Why
100%.
does the Charleston shooter deserve the death penalty?
The fact that this guy walked into a church of people that actually treated him kindly.
So wait, so let me push you on that.
Began to just kill people.
Let me push you on that. What if they were complete assholes to him and he killed them? Would you still want him to get the death penalty?
If they were completely innocent, yeah.
Okay. What if there were only 2 of them instead of 9? Would you still want them to get the death penalty?
Yeah.
Okay. What if there was 1 of them and he was a terrible person? Would you want the death penalty?
Well, I define a terrible person.
I don't know.
This is a great conversation, actually, because I've never actually explored it in this way. So let's get going.
Because as I'm hearing you talk about it, it seems like your death penalty net is actually pretty wide, right? Because what people do is, this is what death penalty advocates do, right? They take the most extreme case, and they say, what if somebody ran in your house, raped and killed your whole family, set them on fire and left? I bet you want the death penalty then. And I'm like, well, yeah, I might want it, but I also don't feel like I'm at my most fair and rational insane when somebody runs in and rapes and kills my whole family, right? That might not be the best time for me to make public policy.
I think he makes some good points, and I'd have to really think about it more. And I was like, oh, Vlad got destroyed, Vlad got demolished. And it's like, no, he brought up some points that I thought were very good points. I didn't think about it before. I don't feel like a debate is a competition.
Well, that's
like, I'm not trying to prove the person wrong. We're just discussing an important topic.
That's a problem.
And if they have good points, I'm going to, say those are great points.
Okay, so this is the problem. You actually had discourse like you're supposed to have. You actually had discourse like an intelligent human being would do, and you're expecting people who are watching to act like intelligent human beings as well. And the reality is, a lot of them won't, right? Because we have like fractured thinking, right? We have intellectualization has become incredibly separate. Ghettoized, they call it. Not ghetto in terms of hood shit, but like ghetto in terms of like Europe, where the Jews would be over here and the Muslims would be over here and this group would be over there, right? So you only research the shit that you want to believe. It's confirmation bias. If I'm pro-death penalty, I'm only going to Google death penalty shit. If I'm anti-death penalty, I'll only Google anti-death penalty shit. Nobody knows the other side of the argument, right? So they're going into this debate between you and Mark Lamont Hill, which I just call a discussion or discourse about the death penalty, right? Two people trying to learn and exchange information. They go into it fucking rooting. They got a jersey, an anti-death penalty jersey on. They got anti-death penalty face makeup on. They're like, let's go, Mark, let's go. So when he beats you, right, they're just there to define or redefine, reassure themselves of their beliefs. They're not there to learn anything. And that's the problem. You cannot convince people of shit when there's an audience, right? Debates are fruitless, if you ask me, because all it becomes is this clapping contest. Who can get the audience to clap more for them?
Right.
And it's stupid, right? What we should be doing is having an open discussion about the death penalty and then letting people who are watching decide how they feel about it. There are realistic arguments for both sides. Having the death penalty actually acts as a deterrence to crime.
Right, and his point was that in states with the death penalty, the crime does not go down. And I don't know about that.
Well, I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Because it have to be which crime? Because if I think that people
death penalty caliber crimes.
Sure.
He claims that statistically it does not deter from that.
Well, but we know that an increase in jail sentences has decreased crime, right? Like, we know that once you start getting 25 years to life for selling drugs, the Italian mafia was ripped apart, right? Because it was like, oh shit, I'm snitching. I'm not doing 25. I could do 5. I could do 3 to 5, right? Hang out with my cousins up in upstate New York. I'm not doing 25 and never see my kids grow up, right? So we know that punishment levels deter crime. Like, you go to North Korea, motherfuckers ain't committing crimes out there in North Korea because they're going to be picking vegetables for 17 years in a farm somewhere.
And their families.
And their family. Like, that's, people don't know that in North Korea. When you commit a crime, your brother, your cousin, and your mom and your dad, they also go to the prison.
It's the generation before and after. Your parents and your kids will all go to jail with you.
Yeah. Which is some dope shit, because you start going, I might want to commit this crime, but it's like, I don't want my dad going to pick vegetables.
Well, growing up, I heard that this phrase that's always stuck in my head is, there are lies, there are damn lies, and then there's statistics. You could take a statistic, you could take any statistic and use it to support your argument. If you,
don't put that out there in the world, Vlad.
It's true.
It's not true. It's
because it depends. How are you getting the statistics? Where exactly are these statistics coming from?
This is what every super liberal leftist says about any argument that's against them, which is, well, where are these statistics? Where are the references? We only ask for references and proof for shit that we don't believe. When somebody tells you something that you believe, nobody goes, prove it. They go, oh, that makes sense.
Well, no. I mean, like, for example, we talked about population. I looked up the population.
If I say to you, Giselle wants to fuck you, your first reaction is going to be like, well, how do you know that? Where are the statistics? Right? If I say, yo, that fat redhead on the street wants to fuck you, you're going to be like, yeah, probably. You know what I'm saying? Because that's believable. You only want proof for shit that you don't want to believe. We never ask for proof for the shit that we want. But my point is, if you actually look at there's a difference between a correlational study and a statistical study, right? A correlational study is something like, people in Japan live forever. People in Japan also do karate. Does karate make you live forever? No, that's a correlational study. People in Japan just happen to have the best diet humanly possible, and that diet is probably what makes them live for a long time and have low cancer rates. So that's correlational shit. Statistical analysis is when you take specific shit, crunch those numbers specifically, adjust for variables, adjust for outliers, and have confidence intervals in which you can speak on. You have a population sample set. My point is, I don't want to get to a point in society where we give statistics and motherfuckers go, well, statistics are lies, because some quote said there's lies, and statistics.
I suppose, but when he said that the death penalty does not make crime go down, I didn't really believe it. Because, I understand just basic human behavior. If you know that you might die doing something, there's less of a chance of you doing it.
Why don't people kill cops at the same rate that they kill people in the neighborhood?
Right. There you go.
There's one difference between the cops and the people in the neighborhood. Both of them have guns. Mm-hmm. The one difference is, when you kill a cop, it's over for you.
Yeah.
It's fucking done.
Yeah.
You're getting life guaranteed, and you might get clipped.
Right.
Right? When you killed a guy in the neighborhood, what's going to happen? Maybe somebody snitches. Maybe you do 5 years manslaughter. Like, there's things that can happen. Right. So there's a distinct difference.
Cop killers rarely just get away.
Absolutely. You're going down if you kill a cop, whether you like it or not.
Right.
And the cops will handle it individually. You know that there's a great punishment. It's a difference. This is the difference. The difference between your mom being upset at you and your dad being upset at you. When your mom is upset at you, you're like, all right, I won't do it again, Mom. When she goes, I'm going to tell your dad, you go, whoa, chill. Chill, Mom. Why would you act crazy? Your dad is the death penalty, right? Clearly, the death penalty is effective.
Check it out. Today's episode of The Vlad Couch is brought to you by Uber. We've all taken an Uber to get to where we need to go in a pinch, but did you know that Uber is the ultimate side hustle? Driving Uber is a new way for you to earn extra cash whenever you want. It's not just another job. We've all taken jobs to earn extra cash, but nothing that works the way that Uber does. It's totally flexible, and it's a way for you to earn extra dough. You can turn on and off just like your car. Got a few extra hours to spare? Drive with Uber. If you're driving right now, you should be earning right now. And every day is a payday when you drive with Uber, because you can cash out anytime with Instant Pay. With access to Instant Pay, cash out your earnings up to 5 times a day, and there's no minimum amount required. Listen, if you enjoy earning extra cash, there's something special you'd like to buy, your car can start making you money. So go ahead and get your side hustle on. Sign up to drive with Uber today. Go to uber.com/drive now. That's uber.com/drive now. Need it one more time? uber.com/drive now. Donald Trump,
Yes.
the grab him by the pussy comment.
Yes.
What'd you think?
How you grab a pussy?
You just grab it.
How?
Reach in there and grab the pussy.
How? What is there to grab? Like, how bunchy are these pussies? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, like when he said grab a pussy, are you balling up the pussy and then fucking? Are you holding it like a fucking
Donald Trump.
like a jellyfish? Like like the Chinese stress balls?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm trying to think how much labia the pussies that Trump has been grabbing have that he feels the need to literally hold on to it like a loofah, right? I just find the state, or the other thing I guess you could do is kind of like, you could do like a 6-pack grab where you could like go in the pussy and like the butthole and kind of like, I guess you could grab, then maybe flip them over. You could hook it and then hold it. Look, I've probably said way worse in my life, but here's the thing: I don't have the same expectations as a presidential candidate. I'm Andrew Schulz, the comedian who does Vlad interviews.
I mean, I
and
could
has a
say
butthole that smells because I apparently don't wipe enough and I have dingleberries.
I could say that I have never bragged about sexually, assaulting women or anything.
It's all okay. I'm not defending Trump here, but let's just.
It's not part of my
listen.
Dialogue.
Yes, of course. Look, we could get on our high horse here and act like we're fucking perfect and do this whole kind of shit like that. Nobody wants to sexually assault women. I don't think Trump gets off on sexually assaulting women. I think this is a...
I don't know. Because there's more stories that are coming out now. There was that one People magazine reporter that basically she had been covering Trump for years. This just came out yesterday. And she basically talked about how Trump was showing her around his house. His wife was pregnant. And then he closed the door in one of his bedrooms, and then just kind of slammed her up against the wall and started grabbing her and stuff like that.
And she didn't want it.
No.
Now, if she wanted it, that'd just be a really sexy thing. That'd be a sexy scene in every rom-com. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, the difference between that being okay and that being shitty is the girl wanting it or not wanting it, right? Like, if Chris Brown goes to a girl in his audience and grabs her pussy, that's her fucking life mate. That is her dream, right? Maybe Trump's problem is...
I don't know if you really, as a man, I don't know if there's a lot of if there's any circumstances where you could just grab a woman's vagina, really just, unless you're already dealing with this woman.
I was at a wedding 2 weeks ago, and the girl that I was dancing with grabbed my dick.
Okay.
We're dancing. I got my dick pushed up against her butt. It was hard, but that's not consent. Right? Just because my dick is hard, it doesn't mean I'm consenting. That's like a girl saying, "Oh, just because my pussy's wet doesn't mean it's consent."
But hold on.
My point is this.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't go around grabbing girls' pussies, that kind of shit like that. I don't do that. But my dick has been grabbed by girls for fucking years. Since I'm 16 years old, girls have been grabbing my dick when we dance or when we're hanging out, or it's just a funny kind of thing. I wouldn't do that to a woman because I treat women differently.
But there is a basic difference.
What is the difference?
The basic difference is that you are more powerful than a woman. If you do not want,
I fuck strong girls.
in general, 95% of males
Yes.
are physically
agree.
stronger than a woman. So
I
at
agree
any
with you.
point that you do not want your dick grabbed, you could forcibly grab the woman's hand and move
Take
it
it
away.
off.
You know,
100%.
this is why you don't really ever hear stories of women raping men.
Yes.
You just don't hear about it because it doesn't really exist.
And if a girl wants to have sex with you that bad and you're a guy, I mean, just fuck her.
Yeah, you'll probably do it.
You know what I
Why
mean?
don't you just say no
Just
thanks?
fuck her. Just fuck her. You know what I mean? Just fuck her.
That's the basic difference. So you can't compare these two situations. Like I said, like, yeah, I've had
Yes.
women grab on me and stuff
Look,
like that.
I don't
but
think
for
it's
example, I've also
presidential.
had men hit on me
Yeah.
before. Like I remember in Israel once I had this gay dude walk up to me and start like chewing on my shirt, like on my shoulder, like so I was like on my shirt. Like it was so fucking disturbing. Like and it was like, you know, or I remember one time in Brazil, like I was walking by a group of trannies and one of them, like they started to sort of like grab at me kind of, and I had to like, you know, sort of do the Matrix and sort of like, you know, and it was like, and I remember the feeling I got, like especially with the trannies, I remember the feeling I got because yes, they were dressed like women, but they were like muscular. And I'm like, and there was a pack of them. It was like it was like a pack of like five, a gaggle of trannies.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember
there's a vulnerability.
walking past them and thinking, you know, if they all got together right now and started to chase me,
Shit, yeah.
I would be in some trouble.
Yeah, I was in an elevator with a trans woman once, and she was 6'4", easy, solid, good, strong, nice triceps, just good body, like real strong build, strong legs, and her leg muscles were all accentuated because she had the heels on, so you could see how flexed and muscular they were.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm in this elevator, and I'm like, if this trans person wanted to fuck me against my will, she could possibly do that. Like we could fight a little. She could catch me with one, and then
If she knocked you out, it'd
she
be
knocks
over.
me out. That's her booty, right? That's hers.
That's
if she
hers.
knocks me out.
His.
There's nothing. His, whatever they would like to be referred to as. So
And this is what I'm saying.
if you get raped by a trans person, you gotta just call them a woman at that point. Right? Because when you retell the story, you're like, nah, this chick raped me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's really funny. Because you know that's funny, because dudes are always like, yo, I don't care if they trans. It's a dude, all right? You got a penis, you're a dude. But when they rape you, you know you're going to tell your friends, yo, this chick raped me yesterday, bro. It was crazy.
I think DMX actually tried to say that some girl raped him. I remember like he had like a baby
Shia
outside
LaBeouf
his
said that
mansion.
a girl raped him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Look, girls out here raping. Girls out here
Right,
raping.
but this is
bro.
what I'm saying.
It's not presidential, Vlad.
It's not presidential.
This is the thing. When you want to be a football player, there's certain things you can't do.
Yeah.
Okay, there's certain ways you can't act in public. There's certain things you can't say in public, and the same goes for being a president.
Well, I think a lot more goes for being a president.
My point is that there's etiquette, there's rules, right?
Yeah.
If you just want to be a fucking street gangster rapper, there's literally no etiquette. You could talk about killing people, you could talk about selling drugs, you could call women whatever the fuck you want to. You could sexually assault them, you could put Molly in their drink, they didn't even know it, and rape them.
Gangbang.
You could do whatever you want,
Yeah,
right?
look at Chris Brown.
Of course, sure. Yeah. So, but when it comes to being a president, when it comes to having a regular day job, when it comes to working on the Disney Channel, when it comes to working on ESPN, there's different rules, right? And Trump clearly violated one of those rules when he said that. My point is, I would be a hypocrite to act like I don't hang around folks, haven't said things that are vulgar and disgusting towards women, and haven't engaged in locker room talk, just like every single guy probably has. But I'm not running for president, and I will hold people who run for president accountable for their actions.
To a higher standard.
Because they should be held to the highest standard.
Right.
They're the president.
Well, did you hear the newest
I'm not going to go from Obama to fucking Trump. Like, come on.
I know. Did you hear the newest comment
What?
where he was talking to a 10-year-old girl? And he said,
Silly.
I'm gonna date her in 10 years.
Yeah, but that's silly. Like,
That's not silly, bro.
you think that's pedophilic?
Yeah.
Well, then why? Pedophilic would be I'm going to date her now. Date her in 10 years is not pedophilic.
No, you're looking at her saying, I like what I see. I just gotta wait until it's legal.
Well, then he would say 8 years. But he's just, the guy is a fucking vulgar dude, right? He's a vulgar dude that says shocking stuff. He's been saying shocking stuff for a while. He's trying to shock his friend or whoever the fuck he's with, and he's saying some wild shit, okay? Do I support it? No. Should he be a president because of it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do I think it's indicative of him being a pedophile? Because that's what people are acting like, that he is a legit pedophile. I do not think Trump is a pedophile.
Well, but he has to stand trial for a 13-year-old girl who said that he sexually assaulted her. In fact, and then now all of the the teen Miss USA pageant people, a bunch of girls from teen USA pageant said that he would walk into the dressing room while they were undressed.
Teen or Miss USA?
Teen. Both, actually. He actually bragged about the Miss USA. But now the Teen USA girls are saying that he had walked into the locker room on a number of occasions.
All right, he's a pedophile. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. My assumption is people aren't pedophiles. I go through life thinking people aren't pedophiles.
I think that Trump has been rich for so long. Mm-hmm. And because he's never run for office, when you get this type of, pick away at your background.
Yeah.
That he has not had to work under a set of rules for such a long time because he could just pay off whoever starts to complain.
Sure.
I mean, this guy is not worth a couple million. This guy is worth hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Like with that whole, was it Nancy O'Dell, the whole grab her by the pussy comment, he took her furniture shopping.
Yeah.
He didn't buy her some flowers. He didn't buy her a Chanel bag.
Yeah.
He bought her fucking furniture. I've never even heard of this.
This
is a new type of tricking.
Yeah, it's different.
It's a different level of tricking.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that I'm really against tricking, because listen, we all spend money on women, but
that's how I know I like her.
Buy her some furniture, buy her a
No,
couch.
I don't know. I don't like a girl until I want to buy her shit.
Yeah.
And until I want to protect her. That's how I know I like a girl, when I start thinking man, I will beat somebody up for you.
Right.
Or man, I just want to get you a fucking dress. You know what I mean? Like that's when I'm man, I must really like this girl. I want to spend money and risk my life.
Right.
That's love. So maybe he loved this girl. Maybe Trump, when you buy a girl an ottoman, you know what I mean? That's affection. You gotta love a girl to buy her furniture for her house. God damn, what a gentleman.
Well, I know.
How are you a gentleman and a douchebag in the same sentence?
I know Chuck D. Me and him go back. Me and him argue all the time over text messages. But one of the things that he said that I definitely co-sign is that he's basically just disgusted with the country by letting someone like Trump get this far.
Look, if there's one thing we can be thankful for Donald Trump, it's he has ruined the Republican Party beyond repair. And I know this seems like a weird time to be thankful for Trump, but it will change history. You could act, and listen, I'm not saying that everything's right in the Democratic Party, and I'm not saying that everything's wrong in the Republican Party. There are wrong things on both and right things on both, right? But in my personal opinion, the Republican Party has resisted progression in America, and progression that we greatly need. So if Trump has annihilated the Republican Party, I think that in the future we could have a much more progressive society here. And there's one person we got to thank for that. We might have to name some libraries after Trump.
You could look at it this way.
When every girl's allowed to get an abortion, thank you, Trump.
Thank you, Trump.
But
for example, Praz, I interviewed him and he came to my house afterwards and we chopped it up. And he's very heavily involved in politics. You donated $1.2 million to Barack Obama's campaign?
Yo, where you getting these information from?
Is that not true?
I'm starting to think you CIA, man.
Hey, man, this is what I do.
It's true. It's out there now. It's out in the universe. Yeah, I did. To a super PAC.
What he said, which I thought was a very interesting point, is he said, I'm not so much scared of Trump. I'm scared of the guy 4 years from now that's looking at all the buttons that Trump has successfully pushed, is going to come out that's more polished, that's not vulgar, that doesn't have all the skeletons, but still has the same basic values.
Yeah, but the vulgarity is what works for him. That's what creates the excitement, and that's what creates the fervor amongst the people. I don't think that there's anybody in Republican politics that has the charm. I'm not going to call it charm, but like charm that Trump has. Like most of the Republican politicians are boring individuals with like repeated talking points, and it's just exhausting. I'll be honest, most Democrats are too. When I hear Hillary talk in a debate with Trump, I'm literally just like, I fall the fuck asleep. I'm like, Trump, start saying some racist shit.
Hillary is no Obama. She does not have the dynamic.
Here's the thing.
Background of just the dynamic nature of Obama.
Yeah.
Like Obama's like a Kennedy.
Yeah, Obama's incredible. Obama's better than any Kennedy.
JFK was pretty dope.
No.
No?
Don't even put JFK on Obama's level. Get out of here. Obama is unbelievably cool, and he dresses like a stepdad. Right? Like, do you know how cool you got to be to wear Jordache fucking jeans around your nipples and people still think you're cool? Like, his cool factor is 10 times what the Kennedys ever were. 10 times. You think about this. You never saw the Kennedys. Right? It's a different time. We see Obama all the time. He has to keep his cool up every day for 8 years. The Kennedys got interviewed, once every 4 months? You saw a picture of him playing with his kids, maybe Marilyn Monroe singing him the fucking happy birthday, real sexy. You're like, oh, he's pretty fucking cool. Look at him. He got a hot wife. He's good looking. Boom. Cool. Obama got to be cool daily. Every day you gotta walk cool. You gotta say hi to somebody cool. People are testing you're cool all the time, saying don't touch my girl. Now you gotta have a quick, witty comeback. You gotta deal with some Russian fucking rodent constantly trying to disrespect you by not shaking your fucking hand when he's a foot smaller than you and you could bitch slap this dude. Are you fucking kidding me? The fact that he keeps his cool up? Get out of here. This guy's unbelievable. Don't compare anybody's cool to him, ever.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Dr. Umar Johnson?
It's just such just nonsense. It's really, it's just.
Well, I interviewed Umar.
I saw it. I saw at least one clip. I saw what you put on Instagram.
Right. And actually, Dr. Umar did a video trashing me afterwards.
Of course he did.
He was mad about the titles that we used.
Has he not looked into Vlad TV? Has he not
We've been doing
Googled
this
clickbait?
We've been doing this for 10 years.
All of his talking points are clickbait.
Right.
Right, like.
And what was interesting about his response video. Number one, when I saw the video, I wasn't even angry. I was like, hey, we had actually a good interview and the videos are reacting.
Of course.
And I was planning on bringing him back.
Yeah.
I would have thought that maybe he would reach out to me as opposed to making a video about me.
Yeah.
Which he didn't. And he did this video. And of course, all the Umar Johnson fans are like, yeah, fuck Vlad, he's the devil, whatever.
Yeah.
But once you get past those comments, it's like, Vlad titled the video this. And I did say that.
What was the title?
One title about saying how you can have an all-gay school, but you can't have an all-black school. There was another title about...
There's no such thing as an all-gay school. There's a trans LGBT, what's it called, school. It's down the block from me. And the reason that we have that school is because of people like Dr. Umar Johnson. So if you want to know why there is that school, it's because of people with hateful rhetoric towards these people. The people who, like yourself, that tell them that it's unnatural, that it's not in any DSM-4 psychology book, that they rate it as a psychological disorder or all this other nonsense that you're peddling. And you peddle this nonsense, and then people start to believe this nonsense, and then people hate and act aggressively towards these people, these homosexuals, these trans, these anything else that fits under that umbrella. So you have to put them in a safe place where they can get a fucking education without getting their ass kicked. Now, we do have HBCUs. They allow white people or Asians or other people to go there.
But you don't have an all-black school.
But you don't have an all-black school. Now, here's the reality.
Well, but
you can go, a straight person can go to one of those gay schools. They're not going to make you fill out a thing that says, hey, you're straight, you're not allowed to go to that school. You're allowed to go. Just straight people don't want to go to school with those people because most of them have hateful feelings. Why? Because of people like Dr. Umar Johnson. So if you're wondering why those schools exist, ask yourself. You created those schools. You are 100% responsible for the ideology that creates those schools. But this is the type of hypocrisy that he spews. My biggest issue with Dr. Umar Johnson is he's preying off of a very real paranoia and very real hurt that black people in America have about the racist treatment that they've dealt with, right? Black people undeniably have gone through incredible racism and systemic oppression in America, right? There's a fear there, right? There's a paranoia that I'm being treated differently because of the color of my skin. So Dr. Umar Johnson is capitalizing on that financially, right? He's seeing that fear, just like Trump sees the fear that these fucking poor white people have in the middle of the country, and he's capitalizing on that. And he's giving rationales as to why your life is that way. And these rationales are not well thought out, right? They're not well thought out at all. But remember, when you want to believe something, you don't ask for statistics. You don't ask for proof, like we were saying earlier, right? When you want to believe, you don't ask for proof. You know, he was on the Breakfast Club talking about how, like, America doesn't give black people loans, but it gives like Asians loans or something like that, and it's because it wants to keep black people down. I forget the exact. I mean, we can look it up, but it's just absolute nonsense, like absolute bullshit nonsense. And he goes, the reason it is because if Asians act up, they can send them back to Asia. What? You're not going to send an Asian that was born in America back to Asia because one, Asia won't accept them because they're like, you're American, and two, they're American. Like, this is very basic stuff. But of course, people aren't looking for there to be fallacy here because they want to believe it. They go, oh, my life is shitty. Thank you so much for giving me an explanation why my life is shitty, Dr. Umar Johnson. You're just, it's opiates for the masses, man.
Well, I think
it's heroin.
I think that in this day and age, I mean, number one, what Umar is doing, or what Trump is doing, or what
he's just black Trump,
or what any preacher is doing, or you know, or what what's the name of the guy?
I don't even know if he's a doctor.
Tony Robbins.
I don't even know if he's a doctor, by the way. I can't find any proof that he is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We talked about it.
And what did he say?
He said he went to this particular school and he got a doctorate there and so forth. I'm not sure. I think that,
like, wouldn't you just post a degree? Like, after you got you know, asked 100 times whether you're a doctor or not, why don't you just put an Instagram post up? I'm just saying, like, you know, if there's smoke, there's fire, right? Like,
I'm not going to be the one that investigates this.
Why not?
Because I actually have no animosity towards him. Even after the comments he made me, it was really, like I said, it was really just a disappointment because my thing is not to bring people onto Vlad TV who I co-sign and whose
Don't
whose
you
point
care
of view,
about the people that he's misleading, bro?
I mean, I don't think he's misleading anybody. This is his point of view.
You don't think that it's wrong?
I mean, who's the most regular guest on Vlad TV?
I don't know.
Lord Jamar.
And does Lord Jamar say that?
Some of the stuff Lord Jamar says is not that much different than what Umar says.
I mean, when you say that like interracial relationships are wrong,
that's his point of view. I don't agree with that.
Who?
Umar says that. I don't agree with that.
Of course you shouldn't agree with it. It's 2016. Like, of course you shouldn't agree with it. Why would you agree with it? It's preposterous. Of course. Like, what do you mean they're wrong? What's wrong about it? If my dick gets hard, then it's right. Right? Like, that, we don't need you to break it down any further than that, right?
Well, so what if your dick gets hard for an underage girl?
Then I'm a pedophile. Right? Like, and
so
that's
wrong.
Is that right? That's wrong, right? Because you're not supposed to do that, right? But you're not hurting anybody through consensual sex with another individual that you also love.
Most of my relationships have been with black.
But like, why would you want to? Like, what we want in society, at least I would hope, is inclusion. Right? That's what we want. We want inclusion. We want everybody to feel included in this thing that we call America. Mm-hmm. You don't create inclusion through exclusion. You don't create a better society by saying, homosexuals, you're not allowed in the society, right? Hey, black people, you're not allowed to fall in love with an Asian guy or girl or a white guy or girl. You're not allowed to do that kind of stuff. You don't create barriers. You don't create inclusion through literal segregation. Like, you're mirroring your oppressor. Everything that Dr. Umar Johnson says, some fucking white guy in the 1940s with a fucking hood on has said. right? You're literally a KKK guy. You're a KKK member, but you have black skin. Like if you sat down with a KKK guy, how many things you think they disagree with? Hey, black people, we are Pan-African. We're from Africa. We need to embrace that shit. KKK bad. Well, damn right you are. Damn right. And gays are unnatural. Let me finish. Gays are unnatural. That's disgusting. We can't acknowledge these kind of things. KK guy go, wait, you got some points here, Dr. Umar Johnson. Right? And black people and white people shouldn't date. Damn right they shouldn't date. You guys should have a fucking tea time every single week with a KKK guy.
As much as Muhammad Ali, was revered, he actually spoke at a KKK conference, at rally.
For what?
To agree with the KKK.
About?
He believed in some of the same values that the KKK believed in. He showed up at a KKK rally and said, I agree with y'all. I believe in segregation. I believe that y'all should have yours and we should have ours and stuff like that. And, our values are not all that different.
Yeah, I don't support that.
Yeah, I don't support that either.
But here's my feeling. It's like, I'm okay with having different opinions than somebody else. Mm-hmm. But there's some opinions that if you have them, I can't support anything else you do. Right? Like, for example, let's say me and this guy Todd both love the Knicks. We like surfing. We like playing basketball. But he likes fucking 14-year-old boys. I can't play basketball with you anymore.
Right, it's over.
Right? Because that's such a thing. That's something I disagree so strongly about, that I'm not going to be able to just sit and watch a Knicks game, right? And when the little kids come to play the game during halftime, you know what I mean? And he's sitting there enjoying fucking popcorn and a soda. It's too weird for me, right? I'm like, is this the game you came for? That's right. It's
We're watching a different game.
Yeah, what's going on? What's the score of the Knicks game? I don't know, but this game is 3-4. You know what I mean? I can't. So when it comes to certain people, when it comes to the KKK, I don't care if we both enjoy sports. I don't care if we both enjoy fucking this haircut. There's certain feelings that you have towards minorities and homosexuals that I just can't get on board with, and that discredits everything else about you.
And that's fine. And the people that I bring on, I don't always agree with, but I let them speak their mind. And I let them have
This is America. You have to.
Yeah. And that's it. And if they have a following, and if they have an unfiltered point of view, they can come on Vlad TV.
I'm not criticizing you for bringing on Dr. Umar Johnson. What I have compassion for the people that are drinking his bullshit, right? Because it's like, I know the only way to drink that bullshit, you got to be dealing with some real fucking pain, man. You got to be dealing with some real hard shit in your life, right? Because that's the only way you would want to believe his hateful nonsense. So I'm thinking about those people. I'm going, man, I wish I could fucking talk to you. I wish we could just talk about this shit and like have an honest, fair perspective on it, because I feel like with a little bit more information, you would realize that, hey, man, that's some bullshit. That's some exclusion, segregating, hateful nonsense, and it doesn't bring us anywhere closer to the place that we want to be in America or the world.
Yeah, but he has a right to say it.
I support that right. I'll fight for his right to say it.
Exactly.
Even though I don't agree, I'll fight for his right to say it.
Exactly.
So it's not that, but I also have the right to disagree.
Yeah.
And I also have the right to have compassion for the people that he's manipulating. Right. Like, I also feel bad for fucking Trump supporters. Like, most of these Trump supporters are poor white people, right? That's the fucking worst.
Well, in general, if you look at the people who go to these rallies, a working person cannot basically give up their entire day, wait in a 5-hour line and show up at this rally and then try to get home afterwards. Like, they have jobs.
Vlad, think about this. Poor white people, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing is worse than being poor and white, because it's your fault.
What do you mean?
You had everything going for you.
You
had the fucking red carpet. You had
just because you're white.
You had the red carpet. When you're poor and a minority, people apologize to you. They go, "Oh my God, we did this to you. We're so sorry that we put you and you had this systemic oppression, all this shit." When you're poor and white,
I have been poor.
When you're poor and white, people go, "Use your fucking skin, stupid." There's no sympathy for white poverty. There is sympathy for every other type of poverty. So my feeling is...
You could be sympathetic, but you'll still be poor.
But who's sympathetic for poor white people? There's people out there...
No, what I'm saying is the sympathy does not put money in your pocket. It doesn't get you out of being poor. Sympathy.
Would you rather be
Simple sympathy does not get you out of your position.
Would you rather be poor with an excuse for it or poor with no excuse for it?
I'd rather not be poor, period.
I didn't ask that
I
question.
don't care about the excuse doesn't matter.
We're comparing poverty.
In fact, the excuse almost makes it worse.
I think it does. I think it does because it gives you an excuse not to change, not to get somewhere else. There's always that thing in the back that goes, man, you know, the reason why I'm not here is because someone's holding me down.
Justifying a bad situation allows you to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's
it's
what
like, I think T.I. said it. He goes, you know, I see y'all are unhappy with your lives, but you're at the club every night, you know, every weekend.
Yeah.
What are you celebrating?
It's a good one.
What are you celebrating?
Sure.
You know, like I remember when I was broke, when I moved to New York and I was homeless, and like I remember what it was like. I remember not being able to, you know, sleeping on couches, finally getting an apartment, not being able to afford a bed, like that type of shit. And I remember like I still had a Rolex, you know, like a real, you know, basic Rolex that I had from my previous life, essentially, you know, back when I had money. And I remember I would never wear it because I'm like, I'm broke as fuck. What am I doing flossing with a fucking, you know, it's like a $2,000 watch when I'm broke as fuck?
Yeah.
I'm broke. I'm not, you know, that's there just in case I get even more broke and I have to, you know, pawn it. But like, I can't celebrate being broke. I can't pretend like I'm not broke when I'm broke. Yeah. I got to deal with being broke, and I'm going to have to try to be not broke, which is how I am now. I'm not broke anymore. So, I don't know.
So you're telling people to deal with their brokenness. You're saying don't worry.
Well, you should feel uncomfortable being broke.
So you're saying don't put any weight in systemic oppression or racism and deal with your brokenness.
No, I think it's a very real thing. But you also got to understand that I'm an immigrant. I come with an immigrant mentality, which is a little bit different.
Yeah, that's I mean
it's a little bit different than being
the worst thing,
a broke native-born American.
Look, the worst thing that anybody can have in terms of being successful in America is being from here. The worst thing. Because my mom's an immigrant, so I grew up with the immigrant.
I am an immigrant.
I know. My mom's an immigrant, so I grew up with the immigrant mentality, right? The immigrant mentality is not, I'm owed this, where's my shit? The immigrant mentality is, this is the greatest place on earth because if I work, I can actually get something, right? So I grew up with that mentality. My mom told me every single fucking day, if you reach for the stars, you get to the moon. You got to the fucking moon, so go for it, right? That was the dream mentality. Now, when you look at people who come to America, Nigerians, Caribbean, people from the Caribbean, out-succeed not just black people in America, all races in America. So to me, what that says is, one, it's possible, despite racial inequality, to be successful, right? Because Nigerians come here within one fucking generation, they're all dentists and doctors, right? So to me, what I'm saying is, despite the incredible hardships, there is possibility, right? So you have to look at that.
Listen, I have a woman who works for me who's from St. Lucia, and she works for me from 9 to 5, and then works her other job from like 5 to like 4 in the morning, gets like 2 hours of sleep and comes back and works for me again. And I'm looking at her going like, how are you doing this? But you know something? She drives a nice BMW. Her husband has a Range Rover. She's got designer bags. She never complains about nothing. She's always happy. She's always cheerful. And she's older. She's like, I think in her late 50s, and she busts her ass. And it's like, it's inspiring.
I wish everybody could be an immigrant. I can't tell you. I wish. My dad comes from money, went to college. My dad's old, so he's 74 years old. When you went to college back in the day, it was like having a fucking doctorate now. Like if you had a college education, that was huge. And my dad ends up working for my mom. My mom stopped going to school at 15 years old in Scotland. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, the immigrant experience is the greatest fucking thing you can have because it makes you take nothing for granted. Americans, white, black, I don't care what color you are, when you're from here, we take this shit for granted. We think we're owed stuff. We think that people are taking opportunities away from us, that kind of shit. Go get yours. Go get yours. This is America.
This is America. So recently, Wyclef compared Young Thug to Tupac.
Yeah.
What'd you take out of that? People lost their shit.
Wyclef compared Young Thug to Tupac.
Yeah.
They've both worn tutus.
Okay.
right?
I mean, I don't think Tupac wore a tutu.
Didn't he do some ballet?
Yeah, but men don't wear tutus.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
When
just
they're doing ballet.
I don't care about Tupac, and I like Young Thug's music a lot. I don't care about his personality outside of his music, but I really like his music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tupac, I've just, it's cool. Yeah, I guess, he did it. Has some nice songs.
Well,
I just don't care that much. Like, I really don't give a fuck. And like, if you're offended that Wyclef, who has way more music expertise than any of you could ever fucking have, made a statement about two musicians that he probably knows better than you'll ever fucking know, go fuck yourself. Okay? If Ronald McDonald tells you a hamburger tastes good, take his fucking word for it. All right? The guy has a lot of experience with hamburgers. All right? So if Wyclef says it, give him some fucking kudos. That's it. You don't know shit about music compared to Wyclef. You can't strum a guitar. You can't play a fucking drum. You can't put a beat into a producing beat thing with all the switches. You can't rap to save your fucking life, okay?
you can't sing.
You can't sing shit. You don't know any other fucking languages.
Right. Your
Wyclef
album
knows
that-
all the You don't look good naked on a motorcycle. That's for damn sure.
Greased up.
Okay, all greased up, okay? You never visited Haiti. Shut your fucking mouth. That's what I tell you. I really believe, I'm tired of you discrediting experts. This is a real fucking expert, okay? We need to give experts the credit they deserve. At least hear the motherfucker out. Most of these people commenting never even knew who the fuck Tupac was. You knew Tupac after he died. Let's keep it real. Anybody commenting is probably under 20 years old, maybe under 25 years old.
Well, keep in mind Tupac dissed Wyclef.
Say what?
Tupac dissed Wyclef.
Oh, so you think there was some personal thing?
No, I don't think so, because actually, I remember I made this mixtape project. It was called Rap Phenomenon. This Tupac mixtape project. It was me, Green Lantern, and Dirty Harry. It was this huge project to this day. And what we did is we took these Tupac verses, put them on new beats, and got all these artists to jump on it. And Wyclef actually jumped on a song with Tupac.
So it's good.
It was really dope. Like the way it came out was super dope. And it was like if he really had animosity towards Tupac, he would have never done that.
Yeah.
And really, the whole Tupac Wyclef thing was that Wyclef had some sort of relations with Haitian Jack and I think Jimmy Henchman and stuff like that. And those, when Tupac got shot up, and else like that. It was really more of a fuck you and everyone around you, as opposed to like fuck Tupac in particular and fuck Wyclef.
Anybody who cares about this is bored. Go fucking do something with your life.
What do you think about?
Go to work. Get a fucking job.
What do you think about the whole cross-dressing Young Thug thing?
Do you. I don't care what another man wears.
Yeah.
If your day is consumed by judging what another man wears, maybe you're into men. Right? Like when we got all these Instagram girls showing pussy and titties and ass, they're a scroll away. All you gotta do is go to the Explore page and fucking thumb down and you can see all the ass, titties, and pussy you want. You got a whole internet worth of porn and you're looking at Young Thug in a fucking skirt and you're upset by that? Ask yourself some questions, fam. Maybe you need to enroll in that school Dr. Umar Johnson hates because you are very interested in what this gentleman is wearing. When I listen to his music, I don't look at pictures of him while I do it, okay?
Well,
I listen to pick up the phone,
actually,
and I want to pick up the phone, and that's it.
But when you're listening to his music, the Jeffrey album cover comes up and he's wearing the dress on that.
When I listen to a fucking song, I'm not staring at my phone like this. Oh my God, look at that fluffy dress that Jeffrey's wearing, and he has an umbrella. Good Lord. Look at this umbrella. How could a man wear an umbrella? Who gives a fuck?
All right, well,
listen to the goddamn music.
Imagine having a son,
Yeah.
and your son starts dressing like a girl.
Good for you.
You don't care.
No.
No?
You know what would really hurt me?
What?
If I had a son and his entire life he lied to himself and he lived a fucking lie that he really did want to dress like a woman and that made him happy, but he dressed like a guy and literally lied to himself and every person he interacted with his entire life. And he hated himself. That would make me cry, that if my own son hated himself for his whole life, after I worked so hard to provide a life for him that was better than the life I had, it would kill me inside if I created a culture and added to a culture that made my own flesh and blood hate himself to the point where he thought about committing suicide. That would kill me. That would be way more painful than if he put on a fucking dress and I made fun of him in it. Right? I can still tease you. You're my fucking son. Hey, you don't have the calves for that skirt. All right? John, we'll get you a different skirt, John. All right? Your calves are way too thick for that shit.
Well, here's the thing.
Listen.
Here's the thing.
Be happy.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Let's just take a step back. There's different ways to look at shit. And there's, when you talk about sexual orientation, there's, it's not a black and white thing.
Can I ask you one question real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I don't understand about rappers, because Beanie Sigel brought this shit up as well.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So Beanie Sigel brought up the idea, like, how am I going to explain to my son? He really does start talking like Vito Corleone, right?
Right.
How am I going to explain to my son when I see two men kissing?
Right.
How am I supposed to explain that to my son? So, and you're talking about Jeffrey, right? You're talking about Young Thug dressing like a girl, right?
Yeah.
So you're going, Young Thug dressing like a girl could influence my child to potentially dress like a girl, and that's something that concerns you, right? Yet, Beanie Sigel raps about selling drugs and killing people and has no remorse that could potentially influence his kid to sell drugs and kill people. We have to make a decision. Do rappers
That's a good point.
influence our youth or not?
Yes.
If you think they influence our youth, which we know they do because that's why they buy the sneakers, all that shit, then we have to hold rappers accountable for telling our youth to sell drugs and kill people and treat women like shit, because that's what the music does. Now, my take is dress however you fucking want to dress, Jeff. I don't give a fuck. If you want to dress like that, dress like that. That's totally fine. I think I'm going to have enough influence over my kid that he's not going to want to sell drugs and kill people. I hopefully will be in my kid's life enough to do that. But don't pick and choose. Don't be the rapper that goes, oh, I'm just talking about my life and how I lived growing up, and if you have a problem with the streets, then we should change the streets. I'm not accountable for any of my actions. I'm a child.
I mean, when Charlemagne brought up the whole thing with the guns in the video, he goes, those are prop guns. And it's like, come on, get out of here. It's like, whether they're prop guns or they're not prop guns, you're still holding up guns in your
You're holding up guns, exactly. All right, so it's a prop dress that Jeffrey's wearing. Do you think that he brought that home with him? No, somebody brought that. It's a prop umbrella. That's what it is. It's prop lipstick. It's prop makeup. What prop? No prop. You're promoting violence and shitty things. Okay. You really, and look, I like the music. I fucking listen to the music, but you're promoting violence and shitty things, and you're concerned. You're promoting murdering people, and you're concerned about a fucking eyeliner and purple hair. You think that's the problem? If I had a choice between my kid having purple hair and murdering people, let's go to Ricky's, get the fucking hair dye. It's not a question. Let's make this happen. But that's the problem right now with hip hop and gangster rap specifically, is that there's no accountability. There's a lot of complaining and but there's no accountability for the actions. It's, oh, that gay shit is really fucked up. All right, I'm gonna go murder some people. And literally blindness to the effect of that.
Sell some crack.
I'm gonna sell some crack and murder some people, but those two consenting adults who love each other, that's wrong.
And that makes me real.
This real shit, I don't even want to, we need to stop, and again, that's on us. We need to stop rewarding people for bad shit. We need to stop rewarding people. Being real doesn't mean you kill somebody.
Yeah.
That's not real.
Unless it's self-defense.
Yeah, sure. I support that. Self-defense killing, absolutely support. Yes, absolutely. Or defending maybe your family or those types of things. I totally understand.
Still self-defense.
Yeah, I'm with you 1,000%. But I'm talking about, we need to find a way to deal with problems like adults. You know what I mean? And we need to stop rewarding dealing with problems like children, right? Like when a child takes somebody's fucking sandbox tool, the other child walks up and slaps him in the face. That's what children do, right? So when adults take somebody's girlfriend or something like that and the other guy tries to kill him, that's child behavior.
Yeah.
Right? Your girlfriend never liked you if she left you.
Right.
Don't blame him. Blame yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, and as people who watch the music and really decide what kind of music comes out, the rappers don't decide what kind of music comes out. We do. If love songs are hot, they're gonna make love songs. If gangster shit is hot, they're gonna make gangster shit.
Well, not necessarily. I think an artist.
When the South got hot, all New York music became the South.
Yeah, but most of it flopped.
French flopped.
French didn't flop, but French is an anomaly.
Designer flopped.
Designer is once again an anomaly.
I'm naming two anomalies.
Yes.
One anomaly I'll give you.
I can name you 100 other New York rappers that did not do well with a Southern sound.
Like?
damn near every other rapper in New York. I don't want to start putting names out because people are going to be like, oh, you talk shit about me. But I'm saying, like,
Well, they know how many records they sold.
when you look at New York rap in general, French and Designer are like the only ones who do okay.
I mean, there's 2 rappers for every city that do okay. How are you going to ask for more than 2?
That's
Name?
more than 2. LA got a lot of rappers that do well.
Who? Kendrick,
YG, Schoolboy Q,
Schoolboy Q goes okay.
Schoolboy Q does pretty well.
It's okay. We're not talking about...
Game.
What does Game put out besides a diss?
He got an album coming out.
Coming out. But he hasn't put anything out besides a diss.
He had an album like last year that did pretty well.
Really? I mean, dude, Game could spit his ass off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But look, the point is, there are clear influences in music, right? And styles trend and change based on that, and they influence what's going on. And
Nipsey Hussle, Tyler the Creator.
Don't put Nipsey in the
Tyler
same.
the Creator kills it.
Yeah, Tyler's got
Kid
his,
Ink.
Tyler's got his niche audience.
Kid Ink.
You're talking about niche rappers right now.
I mean, you could call them whatever you want to call them.
I mean,
everyone's a niche rapper. Ty Dolla $ign. It goes on and on.
No, they're not. Not everyone's a niche rapper. Drake is not a niche rapper. Kendrick Lamar is not a niche rapper. J. Cole is not a niche rapper. Future is not a niche rapper. There are certain Nicki Minaj is not a niche rapper. There are certain people who
Tyler
have
the
broken.
Creator is a niche rapper.
Absolutely.
Just because Tyler does not make radio type music.
No, just because his fan base is small.
Go to a Tyler concert.
His fan
and
base.
tell me the fan base is small.
Are you going to compare Tyler Creator?
Tyler's shows. I heard Tyler gets like 75,000 a show. That is not a niche small fan base.
Are you going to compare Tyler to Drake? Is what I'm trying to say.
No, but you can't really
Are you
compare damn near any other artist of any genre.
Are you going to compare? First of all, what Tyler and them have done is unbelievable. I love what they've done. Am I a fan of music? No, but I'm a fan of creating a movement and followers within that movement. That is brilliant. And owning that movement. I love what he's done.
I can tell you that Tyler probably makes as much, if not more, than French Montana to do shows.
Sure. I'm supportive of that. I'm not. We're not talking about money, right? We're talking about global exposure.
Well, you get money because people show up to your shows. Not because they like you.
No, you get money because of the percentage.
No. You get money because you fill a certain venue.
Right. So
that's the only reason why you get money to do a show.
Sure. So, but where Tyler's getting money is through merchandise, through selling the clothing. I mean, I'm sure he probably makes more money on the clothing than he makes on his shows and all that kind of stuff like that.
Not sure.
I bet you he does. The markup for merchandise compared to the markup for a live show and the price that you have to pay to rent out a venue, to rent out insurance and all that kind of stuff like that. A t-shirt costs $1, you sell it for $35. I mean, that's a 350% markup.
Yeah.
Right? So I think, look, all I'm trying to say is when we're comparing rappers that are on a mainstream stage, the reality is I can ask.
Keep in mind that Tyler is also not on a label. Not a major label.
That's what I'm saying. What he's done is unbelievable. I love what that whole crew has done. Yeah. I think they're great. I would prefer to have, if I'm a rapper, way prefer Tyler's career than French. Way prefer Tyler's career than really anybody, I would even say, just because you have so much autonomy and control.
Yeah, he owns everything.
Yeah, because Baby isn't paying Drake. You know what I mean? Like Tyler's paying Tyler.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I love what he's done, but you can't deny the fact that there's a different level that Drake is on than Tyler's on.
Absolutely.
It's just different. Like how often you're at the club and you're like, man, they got to play that Tyler the Creator song. I want to hear Goblins. You never heard a girl ever say that in your life. You know what I mean? Like it's a different movement. Tyler the Creator and his crew has basically created Insane Clown Posse, but they did it for like black skateboarders.
Pretty much.
Right? So they're the black skateboarder Insane Clown Posse.